What is good, folks? We're back again. I know we left you guys like a thief in the night, deadbeat father running away from their family. But guess what? We are the prodigal sons. Fury is back. No fear, folks.
I hate
We
you
got
all.
we got Tim, we got Dula, we got James. The team is back, guys. Cold cuts. We're talking about training camp. Tim, what's the word?
The hell with all of you.
Well, welcome back, brothers, man. I really miss you guys. I know you guys missed the champ, the fantasy football champ here. This is what this belt is about right here. Sarita, Victor, Josh, Justin Monaco. We all know Josh is getting a mental sweat trying to do a Baywatch scenario at the beach right now, so he won't be with us this week, but the champ is here. Letting you guys know that.
Trash.
Respect the champ. Damn it, respect. But we're gonna start out with some training camp talk. The best battles going on in camp. We're gonna start with the NFC East. My Dallas Cowboys. I believe last year was a big disappointment, and I blame management. We have holes in a lot of areas, but the one hole that concerns me that you need somebody solid there. In order to do that, you got to have a battle. Is backup quarterback. We all know Tony Romo hasn't played a full season in about 2 years, and last year once he went down, we had Brandon Weeden and we had Castle, which was a nightmare for all Cowboys fans, and a joyful thing for all other NFC East teams. So my pick is the quarterback spot between Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott, and hopefully, if a veteran quarterback gets released sometime in August, Jerry will bring him in for they can have a nice quarterback battle to see who could take over. God forbid if Romo goes down.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why I'm laughing right now. It's not to be a hater. I'm just laughing looking at like the defensive depth chart for Dallas. It's pretty awful actually. But I look at the offense. I think the biggest battle is at running back. I'm going to assume Ezekiel Elliott will be the starter come week 1, but they have Alfred Morris. They have Darren McFadden. It's going to be a matter of managing how many snaps you're going to give each of these guys. We'll see how fast Ezekiel Elliott can come out the gates. My problem with Dallas isn't on offense, it's on defense. They lose both defensive ends for 4 weeks. And just I don't know. It's not an inspiring group. I'll say that.
Let me ask something, Tim. You probably can answer this really well, but just as an observer from the outside looking in,
all right.
I don't follow the Cowboys that well. That's your area of expertise. You wouldn't say that, since like Abdullah just said, defense is probably going to be where the weakness is for the Dallas Cowboys, if there's a weakness. But that would be the weakness on the defensive side of the ball. You don't think that middle linebacker spot with Hitchens and what's the guy you just signed?
Oh, Durant.
You don't think that's going to be a nice battle right there between those two?
Well, no. Listen, I'm a Cowboys fan. Say it right now. I could care less what they do with Rolando McClain. My whole thing is in life we all get chances and chances. When you don't take advantage of somebody who cares about you, that's just my thing. Second of all, the reason why I don't go with the defense as much because the thing is this: Greg Hardy on the line was the guy, but DeMarcus Lawrence was the guy who just emerged. Randy Gregory didn't play past week 1. Everybody is basically a rotation line. And when I look at it, I see other teams in the past, like the New York Giants, they won with that defensive line of rotation. It wasn't like, this is why they bet each other on sacks. So when I see that, I believe in Marinelli. Somebody will emerge out of that line for those first 4 games. As far as the middle linebacker spot, remember, Durant led the defense. He was the starter in 2014 when the defense basically was solid when they went to the playoffs. So I see a veteran leader coming back. I don't think they'll miss a beat because he knows the defense. But I don't think basically there's bodies there. They could play. I don't trust the bodies behind Romo. That's my major concern. Romo goes down, it's like you cut off the head of the body. The body can go left, right, but there's no direction.
So you're going into the season apprehensive that Tony Romo could stay healthy because why would you be concentrating on a position like backup quarterback if
No,
that
I'm
was
scared.
a major concern
I'm
of yours?
scared. Well, I'm scared if he doesn't get healthy. Dallas you have a running game, you got an O-line, you got a lot of other pieces there. That if a solid backup quarterback can be there, you may not miss a beat. I'm not saying that quarterback will be a star, but it won't be as horrible as last year with Castle and Whedon. It will still go on. You got guys still coming back.
Right. All right.
All right, let's go on to the New York Giants. A lot of times, this year, a lot of fans were saying the O-line of the Giants may be the problem, maybe a battle position. I don't think that because Eli Manning is a top quarterback. He's never had a great line, and the way he releases that. Well, no, I don't mean in a bad way. When I mean something that people put out there as the most, he makes the offensive line better. He gets rid of the ball fast. So he basically whatever you give him, he can work with. The wide receiver position is great, solid, top 5 in the league. Okay, the defense is the defense. Let's see what happens with the new signings. Put everything together. But I look at the running game. Okay, you had guys like Bobby Rainey, who signed up the Buccaneers, who I personally like. It's a sleeper. You have Darkwa, who has shown some pretty good games last year. You got Shane Vereen, they was trying to be the guy for the past 2 years, and you got Paul Perkins from UCLA, the running back that Della was saying when the draft was around. He was, if you want to look past Ezekiel Elliott, he was a guy you could grab. So when you look at this crop, you see a lot. You see pretty good running backs here, but who's going to be the guy to just be there with Eli Manning in that great receiving core? So I look at the running back which is a battle.
Okay, let me really quick before I just want to go back to the offensive line for the Giants. That is a concern of mine. I know you said he gets rid of the ball. He does get rid of the ball. I think he was like top 10 or top 5 in the league in the amount of time he took to get rid of the ball. Okay, that's all good. But the offensive line for the Giants, which is a big concern for me still because they didn't address it at all in the offseason.
Okay.
The Giants were 7th in the league in pressures and quarterback hits. Okay. That line, even though he got rid of the ball, they were teeing off on Eli last year. All right, and that line is status quo, which means potentially they're playing with fire because Eli's getting older. He's not getting younger. And I know he's got this streak going. Hell, Peyton Manning had the streak before Eli did, right? Look what happened to Peyton Manning. It can happen. Right. You know what I mean? So that's still a major concern for me, and I'm hoping that's where the battle comes in, that right tackle spot with Bobby, what was his name? From Florida State. From Florida State. I hope he's good enough to take the spot away from Marshall Newhouse. As far as pass protection goes, all right. The right guard.
Who you got, Della?
You say what?
Who you got?
Oh, no, I was saying Bobby Hart's the tackle that's competing with Marshall Newhouse. Yeah. I would say, like, looking at the Giants roster, I kind of cracked a second ago on Dallas's defense. I'm looking at Dallas's linebackers versus New York's linebackers, and they're equally as bad, frankly. The difference is the Giants have an advantage. They do have talent at defensive end, defensive tackle. The secondary isn't bad. I just worry about the linebackers. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I think the big battle is going to be at number 2 receiver. We know Odell Beckham's going to be their ex-receiver. Looks like Sterling Shepard's going to be the Z, and Victor Cruz is going to go in the slot. But I don't know how, we'll see how his health plays out. Maybe Dwayne Harris can beat him out for that slot role. I see kind of a logjam of a little bit of competition there to see who's going to be the receiver.
Yo, what's up?
Okay. All right. I go look at the Philadelphia Eagles, and I just feel the quarterback spot is a big position of battle, just because of the way it was handled. $30 million about was given to all three combined for all three quarterback spots. Sam Bradford, Carson Palmer, and Chase Daniels. So even I'm assuming Bradford will get the nod because he's supposed to be the better out of the three. But I won't be surprised if we see Carson Wentz down the road, depending what the Eagles situation is, be the starter. But that, to me, that's the battle going on. It's good to see.
Go ahead, Joe.
I think the same thing with the Eagles. Outside of Jordan Matthews, who's going to be there too? Is it going to be Ruben Randall? Is it Nelson Aguilar? Is it Josh Huff? Is it T.J. Graham? They have a bunch of bodies at receiver. They kind of got to figure out. As far as their defense, remember they're transitioning back into a 4-3 from that 3-4. I think their personnel is better suited for the 4-3. I think they'll be better on defense, offensively. I just don't trust any quarterback on their roster right now. That includes Carson Wentz.
Wasn't Carson Wentz? Didn't the coach come right out and say, and the GM Howie Rose, they came right out and said that Carson Wentz will be inactive on game day?
Yeah, no, I think week one. I think they're only gonna activate him in case of an injury. This is Sam Bradford, so that's a possibility. Right. I think in their world, they would rather go 4-12 and not let Wentz play than throw him first year and him get his butt kicked and they still go 4-12. So I don't think we'll see Carson Wentz this season. I think next season he'll be the starter come week one.
Right.
All right, so right now we got the Redskins, the last team in the NFC East. I look at the running backs again. You got Matt Jones and you got Keith Marshall. Matt Jones was brought in as the replacement last year, and he had a lot of fumbles and getting benched. But Keith Marshall is the big time sleeper from the combines. And I know Della, our draft guru, he spoke very highly of him being a good lower round draft pick, a sleeper as well. So to me, that's a battle I'm looking at with the Redskins.
Isn't that running back that ran the 4.3? He had the best 40 time out of the running backs
from Georgia. From Georgia.
But isn't he a small guy? Isn't he like the same type of back as the guy they already have? The one that's the third down. What's his name?
Chris Thompson.
Yeah. They are the same type of back.
I mean, he got more size. What do you think, Della?
You're talking
more size.
You're talking about
Chris Thompson. Yeah, Keith Marshall.
Keith Marshall is at 5'11", 220-ish.
He got more size than Thompson. Got more speed.
I think Thompson's listed at, let's look. Thompson's listed at 5'7", 190. So he's significantly taller.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just know that what's his name? If he keeps fumbling the ball, man, I guess that guy Marshall does have a shot.
Right.
All right, y'all. We go to the NFC West. My first team is the Seattle Seahawks. As we know, Mr. Sean Ford, that's his team. And when I look at the battles, who's gone out of Seattle? Beast Mode. So now the Seahawks, they're still the Seahawks. They're still a playoff team. They're still one of the top teams. You got to replace. You got to replace that running game. And when I look at it, you got Thomas Vols, you got Christine Michael, and with the rookie was CJ Proside, who Della, our draft guru, said, don't be surprised if he's rookie of the year because he's that good. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Again, that running back area is where I want to see the battle's more important than the rest of the team. Who's gonna take over that beast mode spot?
Gotcha. No, I agree. They kind of have a log jam. They got Thomas Rawls coming back. He's coming off the injury. You don't know how he's going to come off that. I think it was an ankle injury. It was an ankle
No,
or
it's
a
on
leg injury.
ACL.
Yeah. Oh, ACL. I mean, they drafted 2 running backs. They draft Cross-Eye. They draft Alex Collins from I think Arkansas. They're loading up at running back because that's what they do. They like to run the ball. I think the biggest battle that I think you'll see on that team, it's going to be interesting to see what they do on the offensive line. They drafted Jermaine Ifedi. It looks like he'll be slotted at guard. Gary Gilliam is a left tackle. We'll see how that goes. And at receiver, outside of Baldwin and Lockett, it's a bunch of guys. Russell Wilson is becoming more – that team is becoming more pass-oriented behind Russell Wilson. They'll still run the ball. They'll still play tough defense. We'll see what their receivers can do. I like Doug Baldwin a lot, but outside of Baldwin and Lockett, it's razor thin at receivers.
You really think that Baldwin can pick up where he left off last year? Like that was like a almost close to, inhuman pace that he was on as that 8-game stretch. I just can't see him continuing that pace.
I think he'll ultimately be a low 1,000-yard receiver. Maybe 1,000, maybe 8 or 9 touchdowns. I mean, again, Russell Wilson, they're entrusting him to throw the ball more. So guys are going to get more opportunities. But for all the hype, Jimmy Graham hasn't come to fruition yet. So someone's got to catch the ball.
It'd be scary. They'd be a scary team. Offense and defense, they put it together, man. Very scary.
Well, I'd say Jimmy Graham needs to be a receiver, not a tight. He does not block. Something, because he was a Swiss cheese on that O-line. A huge hole.
Right.
Yeah, but didn't they know that before they traded for him? I mean, that was never his forte. It was almost like they were misusing him.
I don't know, because Russ was tackled like within seconds when he jumped out the way. He didn't even blow or say booga booga booga. He just jumped out the way, and seconds later Russ was sacked. I was like, whoa, Jimmy. Like, I don't know, man.
Yes, I blame Seattle, man, because those guys are professionals. They got all the game film. They knew what his strengths and weaknesses are, for they traded for him, and they didn't use him in that way.
Right.
He is what he is. So. All right. But we'll see. Hopefully, this is a new year.
Arizona Cardinals. My position of battle that stands out for me is the receiving core. I am not a fan of Michael Floyd. Never been. From out of Notre Dame. And Larry Fitzgerald was about 32, 33 years old. Somebody got to come out and be that guy, while Fitzgerald just be the guy there. At 33 years old, you should not be the number one guy. Floyd was drafted to be that guy. He hasn't been. He had certain good games last year, on and off. Not consistent. John Brown is just a good small receiver that needs to be in space. So to me, the Cardinals wide receiver core, who's going to emerge after in place of Fitzgerald?
I'm going to say.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
My battle's going to be at defensive end. Calais Campbell is going to be on one of those ends. The other end, I think, between Frosty Rucker and Robert Nkandichi. It's hard to put up stats as a 3-4 defensive end, but I think he has a shot ultimately at being the defensive rookie of the year. I think the way they'll deploy him, I know that he played inside at Ole Miss. He's going to play that 5 technique in that 3-4. I think he can cause some havoc. I think for a guy who's 6'5", I think 310 pounds, he's very quick off that first step. And I think he's going to have a good season. I think he'll ultimately beat out Frosty Rucker. I'd also look at the second cornerback slot outside of Patrick Peterson.
All right. How about you, Coop?
Arizona?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember that receiver's name. Like I told you, I didn't have my homework done since I'm out here in the Bay Area, but I've been having a lot of fun in the sun. But I can't remember the other receiver that took over when Michael Floyd got hurt. He's also a small receiver. You remember Della for Arizona?
John Brown?
No, not John Brown. The other guy who took over for, I forget his name, man.
J.J. Nelson?
Yes,
Yes.
that guy.
Yeah.
I was thinking about him because you asked the question, with, who do you think is going to emerge out of that core with, Larry Fitzgerald and, the other guy being a disappointment. I think J.J. Nelson could be that guy because he had a nice 2-3 game stretch last year.
Yes,
So he was very productive,
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to go on to the Rams.
Excuse me, the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you, Dolomite. Way out of sight. Troll your team and blow your mind. All right. Excuse me. The LA Rams. I'm looking at cornerback. Why? Okay, listen. We all could joke about Janoris Jenkins. There's no Deion Sanders in the league. There's no Rod Woodson. There's no Champ Bailey. There's no Charles Woodson. But you do have solid corners. Janoris Jenkins is a solid corner fit with the rest. Okay, it is what it is. So him leaving the Rams, the LA Rams now franchise
Tremaine Johnson, right?
Tremaine Johnson, who has not signed the deal. Okay, now you look at the cornerback spot. You got EJ Gaines, the other guy. Tremaine Johnson's backup is LaMarcus Joyner. You need at least a solid corner. If Tremaine Johnson has that attitude of not playing a whole lot till week 10, and then they got to decide what to do, because only one guy has done that. That's Vincent Jackson. He's the only one not to ever play under the franchise tag. So I look at cornerback. Who's going to fill up that number one spot?
Wow.
Let me preface my statement by saying, if the Rams win over 6 games this season, I'll be surprised.
Wow.
I'll be very shocked. Jared Goff has all the tools in the world. I would not be shocked to see Jared Goff throw at least 20 picks this season. That's just the reality of it. As far as just position battles, kind of by default, I'm looking at receiver. You're talking about Tavon Austin, Farrell Cooper, Kenny Britt, Brian Quick. That's not a good group for any fresh new quarterback to have. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a pick any two and put them on the field type situation. You look at left tackle, Greg Robinson was a number 2 overall pick a few years ago. He needs to pick it up. The rest of that line is not very inspiring. I don't feel great for Jared Goff. I think what's going to happen with him is that he get his butt kicked. He's playing in a tough division with tough defenses. God bless him. But I don't think it's going to be a good season for the Rams.
All right, guys, you got to wrap it up. We probably have another 5 more minutes. Let's go.
All right.
I know James. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
All right, let's move on to the 49ers. Della, I'm telling you this right now. We all know Chip Kelly does a lot of surprising things. And when you look at that 49er roster, I'm looking at, we all know quarterback is an issue, but we all know you cannot be that crazy not to play Kaepernick. So I'm going to put it out there, he's playing Kaepernick. But the receiving core, Bruce Ellington, Torrey Smith, Quentin Patton, we haven't seen these guys in this type of offense. To me, I want to see who's going to be that number one guy in that offense at receiving core.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think Blaine Gabbert's the week 1 starter. I think there's a.
You said it, Sarita.
I think their quarterback of the future is neither one of them. I think Jeff Driscoll, a guy they drafted, used to play in Florida. I think he transferred to La Tech. I think that's their future quarterback, or that's what they think. A big mobile guy who can throw. He needs to sit a while because he's not that good yet. As far as battles, it's a matter of pick your position. Receiver, you're talking also, I think there's going to be a battle at corner between Tremaine Brock and Jimmy Ward and Chris Davis.
Right.
This is a team where I just said that I said St. Louis 6 games, right?
Yes, sir.
San Francisco may win 2 or 3 games next season. It wouldn't shock.
Okay.
They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback.
All right, Sean, you said we got. Oh, I'm sorry.
That offense is played. Everyone knows that offense.
All right, Sean, you said you got 5 minutes left, right? Let's do it real fast. The NFC North. NFC North. I look at Detroit Lions. We all know. Listen, I love Matthew Stafford. I think he's a top quarterback. I can't judge 50. I can't judge one guy who's playing with 54 other men. Can't do that. But we all know he's a top quarterback in this league. When we look at Calvin Johnson, who is one of the top receivers that just retired, now we got Golden Tate, we got Marvin Jones, T.J. Jones. I'm gonna tell you this: Matthew's gonna spread that. It's gonna be a good offense. I don't think they're gonna miss a beat. I think if anything, they're gonna progress. They're gonna go a little further. But I still want to see who's gonna be the number one guy between Marvin and Golden Tate. I'm assuming Golden Tate, but everybody want to see who's gonna fill in that Calvin Johnson spot as that go-to guy.
Don't be surprised if they try to use Eric Ebron a lot over the middle. They're still looking for him to materialize. He was a top 10 pick on him. I think your battle's going to come at cornerback. Darius Slay is being called a top 5 corner in the league. Outside of him, you got Nevin Lawson, Quandre Diggs, and Alex Carter. Again, you're talking razor thin there. You're also talking who's going to be the left tackle between Taylor Decker or Riley Reef. There's going to be a battle there to see who, takes the blind side. It's going to be a fascinating season for the Lions.
Okay.
They're not re-signing, I forget this game, the guy from Wayne State.
What's that?
Who's going to be the running back for the Lions?
Right now, it's Amir Abdullah is going to start.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The Packers, real fast. My thing is this: we all know Aaron Rodgers is the guy. He's the man. I could care less about what the Packers think. What I'm about to say right now, because this is what Fury does. We let it out. I want to see when it's Aaron Rodgers, when fans are going to stop crying and understand that Rodgers is he's a top quarterback. He's a top quarterback. But when you fans are going to stop crying and give this man an excuse when he doesn't perform on the road. That's just my thing. The team looks good on paper. It's the same core. If anything, Eddie Lacy's battling with his weight. When's he going to drop that weight, and when's he going to run better the way he should? That's it for me.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big statement, man. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, man, but and one thing I'll say this, that guy's been surrounded by talent offensively, defensively his whole entire career. He's probably got the best front office in all of the NFL.
On paper.
Say again?
Of course, on paper, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's got everything working for him, and he is one of the greatest of all time, man. But, like you said, man, when are people going to start, acting like he's human, and the guy's record on the road is not that great as like it is at home, and,
James, I think you're on rare camera, just to let you know. But continue.
What's that?
Oh, never mind. Now we see your face. Continue.
The only reason why is because I can't really hear. I don't have my headphones, so I'm putting the phone to my ear. That's why.
Sure.
How do you feel?
As far as the Packers, I think their big battle is going to be at receiver. Jordy Nelson's going to be, coming back off that ACL. Randall Cobb's probably going to be their slot receiver, but they got Jeff Janis. They got Jared Abbrederis. They got Ty Montgomery. They drafted another guy. What's that guy's name? Trevor Davis. I think he went to Cal. They got about 4 or 5 other guys. Oh, Devontae Adams. You can't forget about him out of Fresno State. They got about 5 guys, and right now, they got to cut somebody. It's a matter of who. I think the word is Janis may be the first one out, which would be a shame. The guy did catch that Hail Mary against Arizona, so they got some questions to answer at receiver.
All right. The last team, Sean, for this quarter, the Minnesota Vikings. Kratos, I know you watching, you my dude, but I'm just waiting for Cordell Patterson to get cut. I'm just waiting for that man to get cut. He will perform on somebody's squad this season. That's all I'm waiting for. Minnesota Vikings, to me, has the best young team on paper right now with a great veteran, Adrian Peterson. I like him. I love him.
Listen, I agree. They're a team that has a lot of young talent on offense and defense. Look at quarterback. Xavier Rhodes will start on one side. On the other side, you got Newman, Munderland, Trey Wayans, who was a first-rounder last year. And then they drafted Kinsey Alexander. Who's going to emerge out of that group? So, it's a mix of veterans and young guys. Minnesota's an intriguing team. We'll see what Teddy Bridgewater does. He can't throw 14 touchdowns in a season again, though.
They're not lying about that, man. I think they would win 13, 14 games, man, if they had a more dynamic quarterback.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, we good, brother?
All right, folks, we'll be right back with second down. See you guys there.
Sean was listening to Sierra. I hear him.
By the way,
she bad.
Y'all forgot about the Chicago Bears.
Oh, right.
Oh, excuse me.
Go quick,
my
quick.
bad.
Yeah. Quick.
Quarterback, wide receiver, Alshon not signed yet. They're in trouble. Next.
That was a quick one. All right, guys.
Good one, brother Mike. Good one.
It's worth not even mentioning.